Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at Bitcoin, and briefly here the market over here is looking like pretty much neutral, choppy. Some are up, some are down. These altcoins are somewhat neutral today. Bitcoin is neutral today, pretty much flat, not even less than 1% of an increase in price today. So the reason being is we're at a resistance point. Now, of course, if you've been paying attention, we have seen massive gains recently in the altcoins and nice gains in Bitcoin recently. Now let's take a look at the previous structure. Now I was making a video on the way up here. We hit Elliott Wave 5 upper resistance here. We were close to this higher moving average. And then we had a channel, a descending channel where we came down. Now I was telling you at this time to watch for these Fibonacci levels. This 0.5 Fibonacci level, we broke that. 0.68, we broke that. And the 0.78, we actually found support right above that retracement, 0.78. Remember I said if we break that, then we're going to be in trouble and we would have a double bottom down here, but we didn't. We held right above the 0.78, and then we pushed up really hard. We decapitated a lot of bears there, and then came straight right back down, which it looked like a sign of weakness, but actually what that was is that was probably a large whale or some large institution trying to get rid of some of the bears, blowing up a lot of the leverage counts, and then taking some profits. And so after that, we made another higher low. See, now this is a series of higher lows, right? We have a low here, a higher low, and then we waited for the higher high. Okay, made another low because we didn't make a higher high, and then we pushed up real strong and hard. Technically, we made a higher high recently. All right, yesterday making a higher high, and now we're just chopping sideways here. Okay, so now what? This is the question. Now what? Well, Williams is saying that we did have a local bottom here at these 2 points. The higher low is bullish, and we went into this wedge, right? You can see here we had the upper boundary of this wedge. That's the upper boundary, and we have the lower boundary of a wedge. Now this wedge, usually these wedges, they continue to the downside, but this one actually broke out. Okay, so now Bitcoin is trying to hold this area so it can break out above this wedge and continue higher. Here's the problem with that. We have the 200 daily moving average above here. This is the white line, and in a bear market, that's very, very strong area for the bears. Okay, that's bear country. The line that needs to be broken, the neckline of this pattern. Also, there's a double bottom here, a bottom here, and a bottom here. That's a double bottom or a W bottom pattern. Excuse me. And this is this W pattern here. Whoops. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. This W bottom pattern is a bullish pattern, especially with a higher second low, right? And then pushing up. The way that a lot of the traders deal with this is the neckline. Okay, the neckline here is what is traded as a breakout point. Now, if you are not able to get in here on this run up, then this is a very risky area to get into, and I'll tell you why. Is because of this 200 daily moving average up here, and the bulls and bears are going to be fighting in this area for control. Okay. Now, where is our fair value? Excuse me. Our fair value. Excuse me. Fair value right now on the 4-hour for Bitcoin is about 21,178. That is a volume weighted average price, and of course that fluctuates as volume is traded up and down. The point of control is about, it's at this red line, which is about 20,600. So if Bitcoin can stay above 20,600, and that's actually going to be right around where these moving average lines are for support, then we could be seeing a possible breakout higher and a move higher. Now, if we get rejected from here, what I'm going to be looking at is the 618 Fibonacci retracement golden pocket area here at about 20,000. We would have to hold that 20,000. And I'm pretty confident, and I'll tell you why. Because we have a bullish crossover. We have a bullish crossover on the 1 hour. If you look at the 1 hour, let's go to the 1 hour and I'll show you what I'm talking about. We have a golden crossover, right? A golden cross, where this orange line here, which is the 50, crossed over the 200 right here. The 200 is this white line. Okay, so we have a bullish crossover on the 1 hour, but the question is, can we hold it when we pull back? Can we use that as support and push higher? So if we stay above the 100, which is the blue line, or the 200, the 200, which is the white line, this is going to be bullish. We may even push higher over the next few hours this evening. Now, Fridays are usually bearish, okay, but in a very bullish market, Fridays can be bullish just as Wednesdays and Thursdays can be. I've seen a lot of breakouts occur on Fridays, okay? And why is that? Well, that's because a lot of the bears that are present during the week, they stop trading on Fridays. They clear their positions and, they take the weekend off. A lot of your institutional traders, they do that as well. So that being said, also on this 1 hour, you can see not only did we have this golden cross of the 50 over the 200, okay, so the 1 hour has been flipped, technically flipped bullish. Okay, the momentum has changed. We're just waiting for a confirmation, a pullback. It needs to survive a pullback and then have another impulse up. So right now the RSI is showing 59. So right now it's still strong. It's above 50. It's above the neutral line. It's still strong. If we fail here, let me move this backwards a little bit and show you. If we fail here and come down, the support could come in at any time under here. We just don't know. Again, it is officially bullish. And we're in this channel. You can see this upper resistance line being created here and this lower resistance line. This is a channel. This is a descending channel that is starting to form. And if we come down, then we could come down to the lower support line of this channel, which would be about 21,000, and make another run for it. And we could do this for a while until we break up and attack that neckline again. So right now we're bullish, guys, on the lower time frame. Now you need to remember that on the 1 hour, and 1 hour time frame is a short time frame, right? 1 hour time frame, you're looking at maximum, couple days maximum. So when we take a look at the 4 hour, we can see a little bit of a different story here. It's the same chart setup, but you can see that there is a lot of resistance happening in this area. We had resistance in this same area here. We lost it here, rejected here, lost it here, rejected here, lost it here, rejected here. And once again, we're up in this area fighting to hold this and push higher. So although we are bullish on a lower time frame, on a higher time frame, we could lose this and just come down like this, right? In a way, it would be healthier just to allow this to trend down and then find support in this area by the Fibonacci 0.5 or the 0.618 Fibonacci golden pocket, or either that or find support right above this 100 daily moving average right? Come down, test the moving averages a little bit, hold it, and then push right back up. That would be pretty bullish. And but then at that time we would have to break out with momentum. If we do not break out with momentum, that would be a problem. Okay, so this previous line was a reverse head and shoulders neckline. This is also another support area. So when we take a look, now this is on the 4 hour, it's kind of sloppy and it's kind of, kind of sloppy. Here's the shoulder, here's the head, here's the other shoulder, and the neckline is right here. Now that neckline comes all the way down to here, and we could actually break above, hold above that if we come down, test this area of moving averages. We have a lot of convergence here, friends, on the 4 hour. Here's some convergence areas, right? We have the Fibonacci 0.5 pullback area, because now we are bullish. We had a higher high and a higher low, or excuse me, a higher high and a higher low. So here's our higher low. Here's our higher high, barely, but it's still a sloppy higher high. And now if we pull back, the expectation would be a bounce at the 0.5 or the 0.618. Let me tell you what those numbers are. 0.5 is going to be 20,500. 0.618 is going to be 20,100. So in this area would be the area to look at for some type of bullish activity of buying, and that's if we're going to continue the trend on the upside. And if it's going to break down, then we'll just lose all these areas, right? If it's going to break down, the bullish scenario is we come down, we find support right at these areas that I told you, which is the confluence is Fibonacci support. We have all of these moving average supports, and we have this reverse head and shoulders neckline support. So right now, guys, we're bullish on the lower time frames. Will we be able to hold it? Maybe, because going into the weekend, remember, we have low volume. Lower volume tends to move higher and favor the bulls on weekends when we have a bullish setup. A lot of the bulls trade over the weekend because if the bears are too strong during the week, a lot of the bears disappear over the weekend, and it's a little bit easier to move the price higher for the bulls. So taking a look on the 4 hour, RSI is a little elevated. We're at 80. A lot elevated. We're at 80. So we really need to see some kind of a pullback that would be healthy to come back, find support in these areas, and then let the RSI come down, make its way down, maybe to the 50 or to the 40, and then turn back up with another push higher, and the stochastic, to allow the stochastic to come down and reset itself and then start moving higher as well. So this is what I'm going to be looking for. The Williams is good on a uptrend. The Williams is good at finding bottoms, okay, in a trend and an uptrend. And this is the uptrend, and we can have a pullback here, and then we can have another push higher. Now these channels, right? Let's talk about this channel, this descending channel here and here. A descending channel is a bullish pattern. All right, it's like a bull flag, right? Where you go up and then you cycle down, you break up, and then you cycle down, and then you break up. This is typical bullish behavior. Okay, it's called bull flag behavior. And so when we take a look at the larger pattern, where could this go? That is a good question, and let's take a closer look. Now that we have the technical analysis part out of the way, let's take a look at some targets. So on a target from the neckline all the way down to the trend line, we can see here that a breakout target of this W pattern could bring us, let's see, if we break out here, could bring us to a level of about 25,500, okay? 25,500, and that would be from the breakout point a nice profit of about 16%. Okay, now if you take leverage, you know, that's going to be over 45% on a 3x, and that's going to be 160% on a 10x. Now, I'm not telling you or advising leverage. Okay, it's dangerous, and if you're not a professional, if you're not experienced, and you don't know what you're doing, you can blow up your account, lose a lot of money that way. And I don't recommend that. I recommend responsible investing. Okay, so I wanted to make this video just to put on your radar, let you guys know that the 1 hour is bullish. We officially flipped bullish on the 1 hour, and now I'm waiting for the 4 hour to flip bullish. Here our 50 moving average line is down here. It's this orange line here, right here, and the 200 daily moving average, or excuse me, 200 moving average is up here. Now, for this to flip bullish on the 4 hour, remember it always happens on the lower time frames first, and it already happened on the 1 hour. We had that golden cross bullish flip, so we are officially bullish on the 1 hour. For that to carry over to the 4 hour, we need to see this momentum push higher and break up, and then that would pull this 50 moving average up over the 200, and then we would then most likely, after a push higher, we would come back, retest the 200, and then consolidate and get ready for the next move higher. So this potentially could mean that the bottom is in. Okay, and I've said this before, that we are either very close to a bottom or this was the bottom. Now, in the past, we've seen momentum start to pick up in the market in July and carry over into, you know, September, October, November, and that's where the market has a nice big push higher, and then there's usually a break after January, February, and then we move higher again later in the year. So this could be a bottom, friends. I'm not saying that this is a bottom, but it could be a bottom. Or if it's not a bottom, then we could have, I don't know, we could have some type of a, you know, some type of a accumulation zone going on here maybe if we get rejected. Okay, so if we get rejected, come down, we could do something like this, right? And we could have a Wyckoff accumulation zone. If that's the case, then this would be our selling climax, automatic rally, upper resistance line, and a test of the upper resistance line, which really occurs in the middle of an accumulation zone. And then if this is Wyckoff, then we would get pushed down to the bottom and even retest this lower area again, where we have the this selling climax area, right? Now, I'm not saying that this is a Wyckoff accumulation zone. I'm not saying that we're going to retest this area down here, because we had such a strong and violent push to the downside. This could be the bottom, very likely could be the bottom, but for that to be the bottom, we have to hold these moving averages. This is a very critical time for Bitcoin. We need to hold these moving averages here, and if we don't, then we'll be coming back down. Okay, so if we pull back and hold this and push up and break this upper area resistance, we break out on this pattern and above the 200, then most likely the bottom is in. Okay, and then I'm going to be watching this closely, and that's why I'm telling you guys about it. I'm sorry for the long video, but it's very important that you understand what's going on here. And if we do flip bullish on the 4 hour, most likely the bottom will then be in and be here, and then we will then most likely move up over time, and then I will be ready to enter in large positions for long-term holds, investment positions for the long term, and then hold them into next year. So, or even longer than that, depends on how far we go. So anyway, friends, thank you so much. We appreciate your viewership. And again, I'm not going to be making videos as frequently. I don't have a large viewership, and I have a lot of other things going on. So I may not be making videos as frequent. That's why I wanted to make this video. It's very important to get this out so everyone understands where we are. And so I wish you the best of luck, friends. I wish you the most profits possible for yourselves. Any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. Please be aware there's a lot of spam in the comment section below. So I will never contact you. I will never try to sell you anything or ask for money or coins. Just be very aware. If someone does that, be aware and consider it a scam. Okay? Thank you for watching, friends. Take care. We'll see you next time. Not sure when that will be, but at least you kind of know what's going on now. Be careful, because if we get rejected here, and start doing this, then we could be making another bottom, could be Wyckoff accumulation. If this holds, I would buy for another move up. But if we come down like this and we start rolling over, breaking down, then we could possibly go down to anywhere from 10K to 14K to 13K in that area. So thank you, friends. Take care. We'll see you next time, whenever that is. Bye-bye.